museum at the University of Pretoria. So we are going to another place. I don't know what is this.
Nobody know. We're just walking.
Just walking and
Maybe that's will be a museum of contemporary art.
yeah. This is another museum.
Yes, that museum have a lot of paintings, a lot of photo, a lot of exhibition with photo, a lot of installation.
Yeah, modern art or sometimes weird,
Weird.
but I like it.
Not sometimes, often.
Sir, hi, my China. China means friend, and in South African slang,
Show me.
China.
China.
My China is hi. My China.
This is the modern art museum, and sometimes it looks a little bit weird, but very interesting. This is my classmate. We are going to another rooms. This is our dark area.
It will be weird. It is weird.
Board of Africa Island.
Okay, so guys, remember earlier on when I spoke about the clay ceramics and then I spoke about the ones from the Mapungubwe that are dating almost 1,000 years ago. So we definitely saw those ones that are available because the other side, the gallery was temporarily closed. So this is basically the one that was actually referring to, of saying the dating almost 1,000 years ago. Then by basically like looking at these ones, they were basically specifically made to be used. Let's compare to the ones that we actually saw that are only made as some sort of artwork. So basically these ones, they were actually using them. They were basically having water, having food, seeds inside them. They were not just only made as only some sort of an artwork. And then these pieces, most of them, they were actually found, actually almost all of them, they were found underneath the ground, right? And then they were actually not in one piece. So they actually had to reconstruct them because they were already broken. Some of them, as you can just see, like, they still having like some lines, so they actually had to reconstruct them. These are actually dating almost 1,000 years ago. And then on this picture right here at our pen, so this is basically the Mapungubwe Hill. So talking about the Mapungubwe Hill, so basically I would say that you're talking about the hierarchy that definitely existed in the southern part of Africa. And then the reason why I'm actually saying southern part of Africa, this is basically like before colonialism, before Africa was divided into countries. So basically at that time, there was no South Africa, there was no Botswana, there was no Zimbabwe. So basically in that location, that's where Mapungubwe actually, the landscape of where you actually find the Mapungubwe. But then specifically on this Mapungubwe Hill, it's actually found in South Africa. And then at the top of that Mapungubwe Hill, that's where the royal actually stayed at. And then talking about the royal, at the top of the hill, they found around 20-something graves. But then out of that 20-something graves, only 3 of them, inside those 3 graves, they found the gold. So those people, they were actually buried with gold. 2 of them, it was male, and then 1 of them, it was a female. Only 3 of them. And then when they were actually doing excavations, definitely like after finding all the artifacts and everything, they would basically do the deposition. So as you can just see surrounding the Mapungubwe Hill, there's actually some deposition on the side, the soil that's actually been thrown down. So with this hill, it's not actually been excavated, so they didn't dig all of it. Half of it is actually been excavated. And then the other side, there was actually a call out of say like they actually need to stop. That's one of the reasons now the Mapungubwe in Limpopo province is declared a World Heritage Site, because there's basically like still more things, possibility of still more things that can actually be found at the top of the Mapungulu here. And then right now is actually a World Heritage Site. So talking about those 3 graves that I spoke about, inside those 3 graves where there was actually gold, so that's basically the gold that we actually want to see that side, curated in this room. You can follow me, don't get scared, I know So this is the Mapungulu Gold Collection, a national treasure. So basically, this is exactly what I was just talking about. They were found inside the grave. So this is actually the artifact that I would actually say like that irreplaceable. So talking about this gold, so you're talking about like the gold, this artifact that were actually made almost 1,000 years ago. And then basically when you're looking at them, you're definitely asking yourself, say, what type of material or how did they actually come about doing this? Around that time, remember, like it was long before the 4th Industrial Revolution and all that. So basically the type of gold that they were actually using here is not the gold that you actually need to mine, like you need to go deep. So basically this was the Olivian gold. So it's the gold that basically just flow with the river. So they just collected it from the river, they melt it down, and then after melting it down, they turn it into a foil. So the foil that we just usually sometimes use for baking, so they just turn it into a foil. And then from that, they will actually carve a wood. So if they wanted the shape of a bowl or they wanted the shape of a scepter or a rhino, they will actually like carve that shape. And then after they will cover that wood with that golden foil. And then those pins that we actually see over there, those were actually the needles that they would actually use to pin it on the wood. As you can just see, all this artifact actually has the holes. Those holes is actually as a result of those pins right over there. But then definitely, as much as it was actually, the wood inside, and this were actually like buried with a certain person. So the wood inside this artifact decayed. So most of these artifacts, they were not found in this shape or in this state that we actually see them right now. So they actually had to reconstruct them. So they were taken to British Museum, and then they managed like to reconstruct them. Some of these pieces that were actually not able like to just put them in one shape, they are just placed here. So if you look at this shape over this side, it's not actually a complete shape. And one of the reasons of the idea of the curator was to basically like just try like to have an engagement with the public. So basically you're looking at these pieces, what actually comes to your mind, especially looking at the existing one? What do you think that one is? As much as like from my opinion, I can see one piece there, looks like it's a snail.